So what we want to do now is get our clear payload section and bond it with the nose cone there like that. So you can put whatever payload you like in there, and then you're going to bond it to the bottom of the payload section. Now obviously we do want to access the payload again, so we do not want to super glue either of these. What we do want to do is actually just get some sticky tape. And just give it a little bit of dust off as you're doing it. So that's the top section sticky tape. Now I'm just going to do the bottom section. Just with that clear sticky tape, just once or twice around. Give it a little bit of a grip. And so that way it's going to stay together. There's still a lot of friction between the actual nose cone and the payload section, and the payload section and the bottom section there. So they shouldn't come apart. What we can do next is actually attach the parachute. So this is the parachute here. And just be careful when you open this so you don't actually hurt the parachute. There we go, we can open it there. And it's quite a large chute here. You fully want to open up the parachute and then turn it upside down and just grab. You'll see there's 1, 2, 3 separate loops. Now what I like to do is just sort of pull them and just sort of get your parachute like that. And then with these loops, you want to thread these loops while still having it open through the bottom part just there. And it's okay if they're not perfectly in line at this stage. Might need to just straighten that off again. You can also cheat in this section and use a pen, and I'll show you how we can do that. So as you push it through there, that one worked quite well. Just want to make sure that we keep those loops open. Then you're just going to pass the parachute through that loop. And then slowly, just make sure you do this slowly so you don't get any extra knots. And do this whilst you've got the parachute. And you might want to loosen this. And then just try and put pressure on the middle of the chute whilst stretching it there. And you can see that we've got a nice bond between the chute and the bottom section of the payload bay there. And now the other thing we need to attach is actually the shock cord. The shock cord we're going to tie around that little handle there. And the other part of the shock cord goes inside the main body here. So instead of just attaching the shock cord by itself, we actually have a little template here that we're going to cut out. Now I like to cut it out pretty rough from the sheet. And then come back and do it nice and clean. This just allows the shock cord to actually have more of a surface area to bind to the main body tube. So we'll move our nose cone to the side now, and we'll come back through, and just looking here, you can see we've got these 3 tabs, 1, 2, and 3, and you can pre-fold them. So one lines up like that, and then folds over to 2, and 2 over to 3. And you make this nice little parcel. So with our shock cord, what we want to do is, we want to place our shock cord onto this little parcel, coming from 3 and into 2. Well, you actually want to put your glue down first.